You won't believe what just happened in Kenya's comedy scene. Oga Obinna has been left shattered after shocking news that his close friend, 2mbili, was involved in a gruesome accident just hours after Shalkido was laid to rest. But that is not all. Wait until you see the chilling footage that has left fans speechless. 2mbili's BMW has crashed beyond recognition, the video spreading like wildfire online, and now everyone is asking the same question: what really happened yesterday night? Obinna's reaction says it all: heartbreak, frustration, and disbelief, especially after losing Shalkido and Kimani Mbugua in the same tragic timeline. Could this be a terrible coincidence, or is something far more unsettling? Stay tuned, because the details that are emerging are going to shock you to your core. The aftermath video that surfaced online has left thousands of Kenyans holding their breath, wondering if their favorite comedian would make it through this ordeal alive. His BMW, once a symbol of his success and hard work in the comedy industry, now sits completely destroyed, twisted metal and shattered glass, telling the story of what must have been an absolutely horrific collision. But perhaps the most gut-wrenching response came from Oga Obinna, 2mbili's closest friend and fellow entertainer, whose emotional reaction on social media revealed just how deeply this incident has affected everyone in their circle. Obinna's words, filled with raw emotion and barely contained anguish, painted a picture of a man watching his friend fight for his life while still processing the recent loss of the beloved figures in the industry. The sequence of events reads like a nightmare that no one should have to endure. The Kenyan entertainment community had just gathered to say their final goodbyes to Shalkido, a moment that should have brought closure and allowed people to begin the healing process. Instead, within hours of laying their friend to rest, they received news that would test their emotional limits even further. When 2mbili first shared the tragic video on his social media platforms, he kept the details deliberately vague, perhaps still in shock from what had transpired. The footage itself speaks volumes. Emergency responders working frantically, the mangled remains of what was once a pristine vehicle, and the unmistakable signs of an impact so severe that onlookers immediately feared for the worst. What is particularly striking about the situation is how it highlights the fragility of life in an industry where public figures often seem larger than life. These comedians and entertainers bring joy to millions, making people laugh during their darkest moments, yet they face the same vulnerabilities and danger as everyone else. The irony is almost too painful to contemplate. Those who dedicate their lives to lifting other spirits, finding themselves in circumstances that test the very foundation of hope and resilience. Oga Obinna's reaction provides insight into the close-knit nature of Kenya's entertainment community. His visible agitation and emotional distress were not just about this single incident, but reflected the cumulative weight of multiple losses hitting their circle in rapid succession. First Shalkido, then Kimani Mbugua, and now potentially 2mbili. It's a sequence of events that would have changed anyone's ability to cope. The timing couldn't have been more devastating. Funerals are supposed to provide closure, allowing communities to come together, share memories, and begin the difficult process of moving forward. Instead, this accident transformed what should have been a day of reflection and gradual healing into another crisis, requiring immediate action and prayer. What makes this accident particularly concerning is that it reportedly isn't 2mbili's first encounter with vehicular danger. Previous incidents have already raised concerns among his friends and fans about his safety on the roads. However, witnesses and those who have seen the aftermath footage describe this latest accident as being in a completely different category, far more severe, more life-threatening than anything he'd experienced before. The destruction of his BMW serves as a stark visual reminder of how quickly circumstances can change. This wasn't just any vehicle, but likely represented years of hard work, countless performances, and the tangible success that comes from making people laugh. Seeing it reduced to twisted metal and debris creates a powerful metaphor for how fragile our achievements and material possessions really are when faced with life's unexpected challenges. Social media has become both a blessing and a curse in situations like these. While it allows for immediate updates and community support, it also means that graphic footage and speculation can spread faster than verified information. The video circulating online has undoubtedly brought awareness to 2mbili's situation, potentially mobilizing support and prayers, but it also created anxiety for those who care about him, forcing them to confront the severity of his condition through disturbing imagery. The broader context of recent losses in Kenyan entertainment industry adds another layer of complexity to this situation. When communities are already in mourning, the emotional reserves are depleted, making it even harder to process the additional trauma. The entertainment industry in particular relies heavily on personal relationships and mutual support. So when multiple figures face tragedy simultaneously, it creates a ripple effect that touches everyone connected to that world. Oga Obinna's public response also demonstrates the responsibility that public figures feel towards their friends and communities. His words were not just personal expressions of grief, but served as a way to acknowledge the seriousness of this situation for fans who look up to both comedians. In moments like these, entertainers often find themselves balancing their personal emotional needs with their public roles as sources of strength and information for their audience. The fact that specific details about the accident haven't been confirmed creates an atmosphere of uncertainty that can be almost as difficult to handle as confirmed bad news. When people care deeply about someone, the unknown can feel more torturous than concrete information, even when that information might be difficult to accept. This incident serves as a sobering reminder about the importance of road safety, especially for public figures whose schedules often involve extensive travel for performances and appearances. The entertainment industry's demanding nature sometimes requires artists to be on the road frequently, potentially increasing their exposure to traffic-related dangers. As the Kenyan entertainment community rallies around 2mbili and processes this latest tragedy, the strength of their bonds become evident. Despite the pain and uncertainty, there is a collective determination to support one of their own through this crisis. The outpouring of concern and prayers demonstrate that while the entertainment world can be competitive and challenging, it is also capable of remarkable unity when faced with genuine crisis. The coming days will likely bring more clarity about 2mbili's condition and the circumstances surrounding this incident. Until then, his friends, colleagues, and fans can only hope that the same spirit that makes him such an effective comedian, his resilience, determination, and ability to find light in dark situations will help him through the most challenging chapter of his life.